welcome to Calcutta Races Season 2021 Summer Meeting, second day, Friday 19th of March 2021. Race preview. First race, the Abilene Handicap. The horse is rated 21 to 46, about 1600 meters. First up, we look at horse number 1, Scarlet Witch, horse number 9, Tia Queen, horse number 11, Supernormal, and horse number 13, Exile. All of them raced in race number 98. Scarlet Witch is a filly who has shown a real good form in her last two starts. She has won her last start, beating Stelvio Pass and Tia Queen, and jumped to a rating of 45. Tia Queen came second by about 3.5 lengths in that race. Supernormal is out of form this season. The 6-year-old gelding finished 8th in that race, beating 2 home. And Exile has had also a very poor season. He finished 5th in his last outing, now being ridden by apprentice P. Tejeshwar. Next up, we look at horse number 3, Head Boy, and horse number 6, Sea Sky. Head Boy had a poor last start over 2400 meters, where he almost packed up at the bend. Although he was running after a long time there, he's now going over 1600 meters. Sea Sky is another filly who has shown good form this season. She has always been on top 3. The 4-year-old filly got beat to Theon in her last start by a distance. She's running a mile, which will be more to her liking. Next up, number 4, Intellection. Intellection last raced in race number 65, where he ran second to Divine Chakra by about 4.5 lengths. Intellection is on and off the form this season, where she has also had a win over 2000 meters, beating the Indicator. Number 5, Right Move. Right Move has always been on board, but hasn't had a win. He finished second in his last start over 1400 meters to Port of Spain by a length. The extra 200 might suit the cold this time. Right Move is being ridden by jockey Nikhil Naidu. Next up, number 7, Script. Script ran 5th in his last start in race number 89 over a distance of 1200 meters. The gelding is running a mile for the first time this season. Script is being ridden by jockey R.S. Bhatti. Next, number 8, Huntsman. Huntsman last raced in race number 79 over a mile, where it came out and won very convincingly. The gelding just left the field and went on to win the race very comfortably, beating the Indicator by 4.25 lengths. Huntsman is now being ridden by stable jockey Hindu Singh. Next up, number 10, Rustler. Rustler ran the last day over 1400 meters, where it finished 11th. He has not done much this season, always been a slow starter. Apprentice Rupal Singh has been declared to ride. Next up, number 12, Moresco. Moresco finished a good second to his stablemate Incognito in his last start over a mile. His last start was very impressive and should do better this time. Stable apprentice P. Vikram is declared to ride. We could see the gelding settling well in the race, but did not have that extra firepower to outpace the front runner. We come to the second race, the Up Guards Handicap, for horse rated 41 to 66, about 1400 meters. First up, we look at horse number 3, Sheer Force, and number 10, Coup de Gras. Both of them ran in race number 95 over a distance of 1100 meters. Sheer Force kept up with the pace and was there till the last 300 meters, but could not do much, eventually finishing 6th. Coup de Gras sat at the back of the field and did not show much of any improvement, finally finishing 7th. Next up, we look at horse number 4, Gold Bond. Gold Bond last raced in race number 84 over the distance of 1400 meters, where it finished 8th. It has got a drop of 2 kilos after that run. He was kept at the back of the field, almost dropping out at the last, then showed a bit of momentum but finishing eventually 8th. Gold Bond will be ridden by Shahzad Khan. Next up, we look at horse number 8, Aftershock, and number 5, Incendio. We also have horse number 9, Daring Heart, number 11, Whispering Grass, and Philadelphia, horse number 13. All of them raced in race number 96 over 1400 meters. Whispering Grass finished second to Excelsior in her last start. She did everything right till the 100 meters, but Excelsior came up and beat her by 2 1/4 lengths. Akash Rajput is declared to ride. Daring Heart showed good momentum in the final stages, had settled well but was lying 2 back to cover up, finally finishing 3rd. Incendio is out of form this season, finishing 7th in her last start. Aftershock did not do much, finished 9th, and Philadelphia finished way behind at 10th. We look at horse number 6, Apna Time Aayega, who raced in race number 88 over 2000 meters. Apna Time Aayega was 3rd till the bend but finishing 4th. Apna Time Aayega will be ridden by jockey Samir Khan. Next up, we look at horse number 7, Estrella Star. The colt is right up there with a good form, winning his last 2 starts. He won the last start beating Nova by just about a nose on the post. An impressive show of riding was shown in the final stages by both the jockeys. Neeraj Rawal will be again riding him. Race number 3, the Serendine Handicap, for horses rated 61 to 86, about 1400 meters. First up, we look at horse number 1, Lord of the Sea, horse number 6, Kimaya, and horse number 7, Raksharki. All the 3 raced in race number 97 over 2000 meters. Now we'll be going over a shorter trip. Kimaya finished a good 3rd, about 4 lengths behind the winner. The mare has shown good form and always been on board this season. Lord of the Sea finished 5th out of 5 runners. Shahzad Khan will be riding the 7-year-old gelding this time. Raksharki finished a close 4th to Apsara Star, about 3 lengths behind. Apprentice Rupal Singh will be declared to ride. Number 2, Hukumat. Hukumat has had a good season so far. The mare has won 2 of the last 3 starts this season. She finished 4th in her last start over 1600 meters. She has won a 1400 meter race earlier this season, beating Louboutin. She will be ridden by jockey Nikhil Naidu. Number 3, Silver Bracelet, win legend out of Silver Profile. The filly has finished 2nd in the Guineas, has come 4th in the Yokes, won a 2400 meter race. She finished 3rd in her last outing, was a bit unlucky as the saddle had shifted and jockey had had real tough times in controlling her mount. Stable jockey Hindu Singh has been declared to ride. Next up, number 5, Oakbrook. Oakbrook last raced in race number 84 over a distance of 1400 meters, where the gelding ran 3rd to Big Star. Oakbrook came up with a good run on the stand side after sitting last till the bend. The gelding really showed improvement in the final stages. Apprentice Sujit Kumar Paswan is declared to ride.
We move on to the 4th race of the afternoon, the Acorn Stakes for fillies 3-year-old only over a distance of 1400 meters. The first runners we are looking at is number 1, Delphine, number 3, Euphrates, and number 4, Lady Laurent. In race number 68, these 3 ran together, and number 1, Delphine, was racing in 4th spot throughout. However, came up with a run down the center and took over the running and won that by a widening margin of 6 1/4 lengths. Number 3, Euphrates, who was racing in 2nd spot, stayed on in 2nd and finished about 7 lengths from the winner. Number 4, Lady Laurent, raced in mid-bunch, finished on 5th. Next, we are looking at number 2, Blazing Bell. Blazing Bell is Ampere out of Peace, and in its only start, Blazing Bell went over 1100 meters and was racing in third spot as the horses took the turn, then stayed on in third and was about 10 lengths from the winner, which was Centurion. Next we look at number 5, Shopify. Shopify is a 10th star out of Legend of the Phoenix in its only start. Shopify was second last as the horses took the turn and then made some progress. However, the winner, Dandi Satyagraha, had already stolen a march, won that race by about 8.5 lengths, and Shopify had to settle for second spot. We move on to the fifth race of the afternoon, the Mica Empress Cup, a handicap for horses rated 81 and above and 61 to 86 eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. The first runners we are looking at is number 1, Amorous White, and number 2, New England. Amorous White, who's generally always gone to the front, and in this race it did the same thing, and into the last 200 meters Amorous White battled on but finished on 4th. New England, who was racing in the wrong end of the field in 7th spot as they took the turn, finished on 6th. And the winner here was Awesome One, who won that race by about half a length. Next up, we're looking at two runners again. Number 3, Into the Spotlight, and number 4, Erica Legend. Both have come down from southern India. And Into the Spotlight was racing in 7th spot as they took the turn and then made some gradual progress and finished on 4th. However, number 4, Erica Legend, who raced a little wide throughout, was racing in 6th spot, stayed on in 6th. The winner here was Prince Satsuma, who won that race by a long neck. Next up, we're looking at 4 runners here. Number 5, Perpetual Winning, is the first runner we're looking at in race number 75, where Perpetual Winning was racing in 3rd spot as they took the turn and stayed on in 4th. And then we had number 6, which is Rick Ware. And Rick Ware was leading the pack. However, when the race came to a boil, Rick Ware weakened and finished on 5th. We also had number 9, Capricious. Capricious was racing in 8th spot as they took the turn and weakened to finish on 9th. And we had number 10, Brahmachari, who was racing in 10th spot and did not make any progress, finished on 10th. The winner here was Rainbow Trout, who won that race by about 5.25 lengths. Next up, we have one runner, which is number 7, Sagittarius. Sagittarius has come down from Bombay since then, has had 3 starts. In its last start, Sagittarius had gone over a distance of 2000 meters, where Sagittarius was racing in the wrong end of the field and in the fourth spot, and then Sagittarius tried to make any forward move but didn't manage much, finished almost double distance behind the winner, which was Psychic Force. Number 8 is Abhay Gama. Abhay Gama has been very consistent in this season, has won 2 of his 3 starts. And Abhay Gama in its last start went on a start to finish mission. In the bend, Abhay Gama seemed to have been given a breather, then it kicked away from the field and won that race by a length and a 3/4, beating Exception. We move on to the 6th and last race of the afternoon, the Robin Hood Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26 eligible over a distance of 1200 meters. First, we are looking at 2 runners in race number 92. Number 1, Fancoat, who was racing in 5th spot but then came down with a flourish towards the inside and finished on 3rd. And we also had number 2, Shivay. Shivay was racing in 6th spot, weakened as the race came to a boil and finished on 9th of 9 runners. The winner here was Port of Spain. Next, we're looking at one runner, which is number 4, Popcorn. Has had a couple of starts. In his first start in race number 8, Popcorn went over 1600 meters, where it finished on 3rd to Ghost. In its next start, the one we are looking at in race number 42, Popcorn was racing in 7th spot and made some progress, finished on 6th to Dundee Daring Heart. And Popcorn was reported to have trotted lame after the race. We have a couple of runners. We're looking at number 5, Despacito, who came down from Western India, has had 3 starts. In its last start in race number 89, Despacito was racing in 2nd spot, then weakened very rapidly, finished 2nd last in a field of 8. We also had number 6, Around the World, was a winner in his first start in the season in race number 36. In his last start, Around the World was travelling in 3rd spot. Weekend finished 6th of 8 runners. The winner here was Treasure Hunt. Number 7 is Incognito. Incognito has had 4 starts in this season, was a winner in race number 46 over 1600 meters. Since then has placed 5th in his next start in race number 65. In his last start in race number 98, Incognito was racing in the wrong end of the field. In 8th spot as they took the turn, then Incognito made late progress and finished in 3rd to Scarlet Witch and about 6 lengths from the winner. Next up, we're looking at number 8, Spiritual, Phoenix Star out of Seeking Glory. Couple of starts in this season. First start was in 10th spot as of 13 runners behind Treasure Hunt. And his next start, Spiritual, was a little tardy out of the gates. Was racing in 7th spot, made some late gain, finished on 5th of 7 runners, almost 6 lengths from the winner. Next up, we're looking at number 9, People's Pride, Knight's Tour out of Rising Rainbow. 3 starts. First start was his best start in race number 1, where it finished on 2nd after leading the pack. In his last start, People's Pride was racing in the wrong end of the field as they took the turn. 14 of 14 runners, made some late headway, finished on 11th of 14 runners behind Estrella Star. Last runner we are looking at for the day is number 10, Ashwamegh. Ashwamegh has quite a few starts in this season, 6 to be precise. Has placed couple of starts. Its last start, Ashwamegh finished on 3rd after racing in 4th spot throughout. The winner here was Shirona, and Ashwamegh fell short by about 4 lengths. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you at the races.